It's Angel with UnHinged magazine, and I'm here with Salem-based The Fool's Agenda. I'm excited to interview them today. They're really freaking rad, and I'm excited to interview you guys right now. This is awesome. I just saw y'all like last week at Porch Fest. Y'all filming Porch Fest.
Good times.
Yeah. Okay, so got a few questions. Rainy, what's like the origin story behind The Fool's Agenda? Like, where did it originate from? The name, all that jazz. Give me the whole spiel.
So, I guess this band was really kind of my conception originally, but it's turned into so much more than I ever thought that it would be. Originally, it was me and our former keys player, Maddie, and we're roommates, and we both play guitar, and we both like to sing, and so we just decided that we were going to find like some open mics together, and we were just going to like do some music because it was something that we both really like to do. And The Fool's Agenda comes from our mutual love for tarot. We are named after the tarot card, the Fool. And I thought that it was fitting because I, in particular, had never done anything like this before. And I really love the message of the Fool, which is kind of like new beginnings and hope and optimism. So yeah, I figured it's kind of like a double meaning between the Fool's Agenda. So like it could either, you know, be like the literal meaning of something being a foolish idea, or it could be like the tarot idea of like, this is like a new beginning, like this is like something that we're putting out into the universe.
Yeah, I love that. What are like, who are y'all's music inspirations? Like, who did y'all grow up listening to? Like, who is like an artist? Like, and all of you can answer, any of you can answer, like a guitarist or a musician, whoever, like band, like who made y'all like fall in love with music?
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm seconding John's answer.
My dad raised me on Bruce Springsteen, so that was a big influence. And then I got into like Alice Cooper, which I like the more heavier style of stuff. And obviously just throughout my youth, I was introduced to like Zeppelin, The Who, Kinks, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, what's y'all's like favorite Led Zeppelin album?
Ooh. Physical Graffiti.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Physical Graffiti or 2.
Oh, 2. What do y'all think of 3?
I like 3. I think
Deliverance song.
Yeah.
I really like 1 and 4.
I like 1 because of like the roots behind 1. Like it's just it's really freaking good.
Go back to that album and just like every song is a jam.
Every song, there's no skips.
Yeah.
Okay. Your first concerts like that y'all have ever been to, like don't be ashamed. Give
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen.
I was 3 years old. My father took me to a Bruce Springsteen concert.
Yo, that's cool.
I think I fell asleep because I didn't really understand like how concerts worked.
Well,
and I
yeah,
was like, why is he playing so long? And then I just fell asleep in the seat and woke up for like the encores.
Oh, I love that. Well, at 3, you can only grasp so much, but that's really cool.
Unashamed, my first concert was John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Nice.
He's a great blues guitarist.
No, he's pretty cool. He's all right. I like John Mayer. There's nothing wrong with John Mayer.
I much prefer his covers over his original music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's your favorite cover?
I don't know. What is my favorite cover? I mean, he does a good Voodoo Child.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Voodoo Child at all. You can't go wrong with that. That's a gem. What's y'all's creative process like? Like when y'all are in the studio, when y'all are working together, making music, what is that like?
It's a mess.
It's kind of like this interview. Like Rainey starts it, and then she comes to me, and I'm like, okay, I can do a little bit of stuff. And then we bring it to John, Pam, and Kyle, and they're like, yeah, let's add some stuff.
But recently, since incorporating Kyle, he's been more integral to the process.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a 3-way collaboration between me and the 2 guitarists, and then we bring it to the rhythm section.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. What was it like for y'all finally being able to, like, it wasn't necessarily like a gig because it wasn't like a bar full of people, but like Kiki and I were there and we were y'all's like cheerleaders and whatnot. Like, what was it like finally being able to like perform again as a unit? Like, what was that like?
A weight had been lifted for sure.
It was nice having this having it as our first gig back in a while, especially because it was Kyle's first gig with us.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a practice run for what we can expect in the future.
For sure, yeah.
As a new 5-piece, but yeah, it was like John said, definitely nice to get like back on the road and back out there.
That was my first time actually seeing y'all live. Like, that was my first time of ever seeing the Fool's Agenda in front of my face instead of just listening to y'all on Spotify. So I thought that was really cool to finally like be there in person and see how like y'all play. And like, back to this, I like watching y'all play because y'all really get into it. Like John on the freaking bass and you on the guitar and Rainey sing, like everybody like and Cam like on the drum, like y'all all go off. So like, what is y'all's favorite song to perform?
Ooh.
Rhiannon.
Stardust.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I like Swell.
Mm.
Song we haven't released yet, but that's why I love it, because when people come to the show, they don't expect that, but it's an original. And me and Kyle, now we got this dual guitar going back and forth. It makes the sound so much better.
Honestly, I also really like, we do this thing where our song Underground is in the same key as House of the Rising Sun, as you saw in our set.
Yeah.
And traditionally that has been how we end our sets. And I really, really, really love playing those back to back because like Underground is just such a jam.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we go into House, I feel like that's a song that everybody knows. So when we get into that, it really, when we're gigging, sparks people's attention and like people really start getting into it at the end of the night, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, by the end of the night, like Kiki and I were just like, yeah. Like, yeah, it was really freaking good. I enjoyed it. The bugs were crazy, but like other than that, it was a really good freaking time. Question: if y'all had the opportunity to go on tour with any band right now, they can be small, they can be big, like who would y'all, like if they hit you up and they were like, hey, we want you to open up for us, who would that be? And it can be more than one. Like
they have to be alive, like a touring band now.
I mean, if like
not like I would say Zeppelin, but like what?
If they came back,
yeah,
you could say Zeppelin.
They're still alive.
Yeah.
Gotta say the Struts.
The Struts. Oh yeah.
So amazing.
They're good.
I'd love to jam with them.
Oh, y'all in the Struts would be really cool.
Honestly, I would really love to, Connor, you're gonna roll your eyes, but I would love to open for Greta Van Fleet. I think that would be really fun. I've been to one of their shows. I think the vibe is pretty similar to the vibe that we give off as performers, so I think that would be really fun. But I've also really been digging this band Melt recently, and I think that they have more of like a kind of pop energy to them than we do, but I feel like we all kind of fall in the same sphere.
I love going to shows and seeing like an opening act like kill it, and then like their music flows really nicely into like the artist that everyone's trying to see. I think like y'all with the Struts would be really freaking dope. That would be really cool. That would be cool. Like you and like Luke Spiller and like everybody get like in Jed and
oh my god, yeah.
Should we like, or like would it be best if we choose a band that's like not good and we open for them and like we automatically are just bet like Biscuit or something? Like we open for them. Yeah.
They're like, oh dang, the Fool's Agenda is really freaking good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Just in comparison, you look at them, you're like, huh.
Like they should be the headliner.
They should. Y'all get your own like headlining show.
I've been to shows like that.
Okay. This is kind of like a deep question. I don't know. But it popped up in my head yesterday. So I'm like, let me ask them. Like, if y'all could change anything in the industry right now, what would that be? Like, positively, like, what would y'all, like, would like to see, you know, change in the music industry? Like, I know that's, like, a deep question, but, like...
Streaming services. Like, growing up in the age of CDs and stuff, I thought that's where everything was going to go. But, like, streaming services, as much good as they do, I doubt, like, Spotify won't last forever. It's gonna be taken down by another bigger corporation or something. But, like, artists aren't getting paid as much as they should be because they're putting out music, and people used to buy albums and make money that way. Like, I think changing that would be more beneficial.
Yeah, because, like, nowadays, I mean, like, artists make money from touring. Like, it's not necessarily somebody, like, buying their music, because everyone's streaming something nowadays that they don't necessarily have to pay for. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
The funny thing with that too is that artists, unless you're a huge name, you don't make any money on tour. If you're lucky, you break even. And that's what I would change, I think, is such the huge emphasis on these, like, massive godlike bands. And I mean, like, of course, like, I just said that my favorite band was Led Zeppelin, and they are, but, like, there's not really a huge emphasis on independent musicians. It's very heavily geared towards the mass media kind of big name bands, and I wish people would pay attention a little bit more to the music that's around them.
Oh yeah, sure. Because, like, that's very true. Like, indie music and people that aren't necessarily discovered, they're overlooked. Another side note question. Okay, y'all are the Fool's Agenda. Y'all are wonderful as band. But, like, okay, if y'all weren't doing music, if y'all weren't pursuing music, what would y'all be doing? Like, what are some other, like, passions that y'all have? Like,
I mean, 3 of the 4 of us were theater majors in college, so I can take a gander and say that.
Yeah.
Definitely auditioning for more plays or musicals. I've developed a keen liking for musicals as of late. They get me. They really do. I would love to be in more shows.
What musicals and shows have been, like, you know?
The last show, one of the last shows I did at Salem State was Ragtime, and that was just a mind blow to me. And I was listening to the soundtrack a couple weeks ago, and it still gave me goosebumps to this day. And it really made those gears start running again. And I've been really on a kick since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, who are y'all's favorite directors? Like, movie directors?
I started watching friggin' Wes Anderson movies. He is so good. I'm just so entertained by his, like, way of doing it.
Oh, his mind.
Yeah. Very cool.
Do you like Tarantino?
Huh?
Do y'all like Tarantino?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Guy Ritchie is one of my favorites. I love the way he stylizes and the way that he just, like, makes everything he does just seems like an action movie, even if it isn't. Like Aladdin, Sherlock Holmes, I love all of that.
Yeah.
And then my number one inspiration in life is Jim Henson. Absolutely. That is the one person, if I could work with them, if they were still alive, I would work with Jim Henson.
Yeah. Oh, man. I just thought about a question. Okay. Now, like, okay, we already talked about artists that, like, if they were alive, actually tour with them. Okay, somebody who is a rock god hero who is long gone deceased. If he or she was still living, who would you want to collab with?
Janis Joplin.
Yes, Janis.
You said Janis? I was thinking Jim Morrison.
Oh, dude.
Like, I hate to be like, 27 Club, but, like, he seemed like such a weird dude, but I would have loved to work with him at some point.
Oh, no.
Honestly,
yeah.
You have the same energy as Jim Morrison in my mind.
Oh, my God. Dude, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, those are all really good freaking answers. Let's
John,
see.
you said Freddie Mercury, right?
I did. I said Freddie.
Who said Freddie?
Jon did.
Jon, you're awesome. Yes. 100% yes. That's
You're awesome too.
Freddie Mercury's that's like one of my god tier heroes. I love that man. God bless. Where do y'all envision the Fool's Agenda in the next couple years? Like, I know we're like we're supposed to like live in the now, you know, focus on being in the moment, but like long-term goals, like where do y'all see the Fool's Agenda? Like, what impact do y'all want to make? Like in the music industry as a whole, and to like people that you perform for and whatnot. Like,
best one we possibly can.
Wait, what? What was that?
Best one that we possibly can.
Yeah.
Kyle, what's your answer to this?
Muted. Sorry, I forgot I went on mute. I don't know. I just want to play fun shows.
That's good. As we will.
Good reason as any.
Did you say in like 5 years or just in the future?
In the future. It doesn't have to be like 10 years down the line. Just like a small fragment of time down.
From the beginning, from my childhood, once I started getting into rock and playing music myself, I was like, I gotta do this for a living because this seems so fucking awesome. And now that I have a band to do it with, I want to experience like exactly what they experienced in like the 70s and 80s when people would just go on road trips and play shows and shit. That sounds beautiful to me. I mean, obviously in this day and age, a lot of things are changed, even though we got the same shit coming back from the 70s and 80s, ruining our society now. But we could, I mean, that's, I think, why we were necessarily put here in this day and age to help to try to keep the positivity going. I mean, Rainey had started this band with a certain view and like an angle that she wanted the music to have, and I think as long as we keep that positivity that she envisioned, it'll definitely come to fruition.
Yeah, that's super important. Oh, go ahead, Rainey. Go ahead.
I would love to just keep gigging. Definitely. I would love to tour. That is like the eventuality. I would love to do that. But yeah, I want to keep gigging and performing for people and spreading our love of, you know, rock, revelry, healing through music.
Yeah.
Spreading the good vibes.
Y'all do, like, it should always be at the end of the day, like, it should always be centered around like your love for what y'all are doing. And y'all are doing that for sure. Like, I can't, like, I sound like a broken record, but, like, watching y'all play, even though y'all are like, okay, that was, like, a practice run because it's been, like, 5 years since we played. But, like, I'm a person that, like, I analyze shit. And I'm like watching everybody play, and I'm like, dang, they're really y'all love what you do. And it's evident. Like, it's very, like, yeah, Kiki was, like, over here taking pictures left and right, and I'm just like, yes. Like, go off. Like if I had, dude, I give y'all all the props. All the freaking props. Y'all are freaking awesome. A few more questions. What's a venue, like a dream venue, like that y'all would love to like perform at one day?
Sure.
Wembley Stadium.
Oh, snap.
I almost said that.
I don't know. I've always had this like weird kind of like thing in my head where I'm kind of like, if you can sell out Madison Square Garden, you made it. So like for me, that is like for me, that's like God tier venue level.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to play the big boys, obviously. Like Madison Square Garden was going through my head, but also I just think playing like an arena in my hometown of like just back in Maryland or something, like the Royal Farms Arena or whatever it's called. It's just there, and I think that'd be really fun to get to.
Yeah, I also would love to play at the Cape Cod Melody Tent. That's always been like one of like my big goals. Plus, I think performing on a rotating stage would be an experience.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be hilarious to go at the Firehouse.
And Newburyport, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Oh right, yeah.
Dude, y'all at Red Rocks would be really cool. Red Rocks is like have y'all been there? Like, have y'all been to?
I've never been out that way.
Y'all, whenever you get the time in the near future, freaking go. Because after y'all go to that, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's a freaking venue. It's incredible. Y'all's favorite like gig memories, like some goofy memories that y'all have like made while y'all were going around doing different shows. Like, do y'all have any
goofy memories? We have a lot of like mishap, like adventure kind of stories. Like that one time, so we performed back in November at this place called the Iconica Social Club, and it was this like really, really cute like little cafe, definitely not big enough to hold a 5-piece rock band in their back room. And
it says little, she means little.
Yeah, and we also couldn't find the bathroom, so we ended up like walking up the road before our set. We like dumped all of our stuff like in the venue. We ended up walking up the road before our set to an ice cream shop so we could find a bathroom because we had just driven like 3 hours to.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
And to be clear, when she said we got ice cream, it wasn't the kind of ice cream where it was just like, oh, let's just get a couple scoops. It was, yes, let's dump a bunch of liquid stuff onto a freezing pan and then we'll scrape it like paint. And then, guys, it was really cool. It was really cool. Strange.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
Was with us for that gig.
But I feel like that's, like, the funny thing about being a band is that, like, you know, not everything is always going to go as planned. It's not going to be perfect. But it's all about, like, your mindset and your outlook and how, you know, you go about all of, like, the bullshit that happens in between. It's all about mindset.
I think, like, pertaining to Goofy, too, like, we had a lot of, we used to have a lot of practices up in New Hampshire, which we'd have to drive all the way there for, from Salem. And it would always be that thing of, like, getting in Salem, being like, okay, do we have everything? We have guitars, we have mics, we have amps, we have chords, we have this. And then, God forbid, we forgot one thing that we couldn't practice a set. Like, there were multiple times, I think in just one day, that we came back and we were like, all right, so we got everything? No, I forgot my chord. Okay, well, we can't go back to Salem, but there's a guitar center that's 40 minutes away and it closes in 50 minutes, so we have to leave now. Like, that's the most goofy we get, is just forgetting our shit.
Driving, I feel like, is pretty goofy for us because we also
oh my God,
we like to play Rockstar by Nickelback. That's one of our go-tos, and then we also play that Enya song whenever we are at a stoplight. yeah, we play that song at a stoplight and we like roll our windows down so other people can hear us.
Yeah,
we play it to get hype.
Oh yeah, you need a hype song. You always need a freaking hype song. Oh my God. Okay. What is like, this is like a weird, goofy last question, like one of the last questions, but like, do y'all have like hidden talents, like useless talents, like silly, like stuff that y'all can do that like nobody like knows about?
Like not pertaining to the band or the music?
Not pertaining to band, not pertaining to music, just off the cuff, just you in general.
I can do some pretty good Disney princess impressions.
This video is going to be seen by a lot of new potential fans, new people that are going to like hear about your music, because I'm going to make sure to blow the hell up out of like everything. Be like, okay, guys, listen to the Fool's Agenda, follow their platforms, all that stuff. Do y'all have like a message to say? It doesn't have to be super deep, I promise you. Like,
listen to the Fool's Agenda, please!
Well, like, okay, I really enjoyed interviewing you guys. Thank you for being one of my first interviews ever. Y'all were freaking awesome.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Of course. And I'm excited to hear you guys again in the future.
Yeah.
Yes, please come back when we have an actual gig.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. When should we be expecting some new music?
If you come to a live show, you will definitely hear music that has not been recorded yet. In terms of like new stuff, yeah. I think that's not a secret for now.
Awesome. Cool. I love that. Well, I'll make sure to book my flight to frickin' Boston so I can hear the hidden details and everything in between. Well, guys, this was the Fool's Agenda. I'm Angel with UnHinged, and keep on rocking. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Distant music calls through the air, pouring through the cracks of fear, warding off the